Good morning, good day, good evening, and a good night to all who are present here today. I'm calling in from Malaysia, and I know many of you here are from different parts of the world. Welcome to the Toastmasters for Professionals. Tonight, we have a great lineup of speeches as well as, of course, table topics. For those of you who are guests and who may be new to Toastmasters, you would see members, and even if you yourself would like to be part of the action of impromptu speaking, which is what we call table topics. I would not go into details on the agenda because that will be done by our Toastmaster of the day, Swati. But what I would like to appeal is for all of you to take part in today's meeting, today's experience. I want every one of you to take part. I would like to call on the guests. Just tell us, we can see your name. Just tell us where you're from. And if you are a Toastmaster, from which club are you coming and joining us? I would like to call on John. Are you a Toastmaster? Where are you from?
No, I'm not a Toastmaster. I'm from San Jose, California, and it's my second time ever doing Toastmasters club. I don't know what you call it, sorry.
Yeah, that's what it's called. All right, thank you, John. Thank you. How about guest Kim Teo? I know I've seen you before. Coming in from?
Yes, I'm coming in from Waynesboro, Pennsylvania, and I'm a Toastmaster at Chambersburg, Pennsylvania Club. And I'm a guest of Stephen Boy, and hopefully to join you guys sometime soon in the future.
Nice. Thank you. Thank you for joining us. And let's see. Niru, coming in from?
Hi, I'm coming in from Bangalore. I'm not a Toastmaster club member yet, aspiring to be one. And I come from Bangalore, which is southern part of India. And I joined with an invitation of Karthik, who added me in the group. So thank you for that, Karthik.
Thank you, Niru. I hope you join us. It'd be nice to have someone from Bengaluru, right? That's how you call it now.
Yes, that's right. Thank you, Mary.
Yeah. All right, next, Ezra. Ezra, could you share with us?
Hello?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Barely audible, but we can hear you. Yes, sorry.
Yeah, sorry, because the mic. So I'm Isra. I'm not Toastmaster yet. I just joined. This is my first class, and I am from Iraq. So nice to meet you all.
Nice, coming all the way from Iraq. Nice.
Yeah.
I hope you join us too. We are a multicultural, a very global landscape that when you come in here. So do join us. Akash?
Yeah, hi Tip. I am from New Delhi, India, and I'm not a Toastmaster yet. And I joined first time this.
Nice. Welcome. Welcome, all of you. And it's so nice to have you here. It's so nice to hear people coming from different parts of the world to share their thoughts, their ideas, and whatever that we share, and most of all, networking. So I'll now hand the meeting over to the president of Toastmasters for Professionals, Toastmaster Catherine Opondo. Over to you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Dr. Mary Thomas. It's always a pleasure to just hear you. Thank you for opening the door and welcoming us to the meeting. Welcome, friends, Toastmasters, and guests to Toastmasters for Professionals. I love this club because I get to see people from all over the world. A little bit of heaven happens at Toastmasters for Professionals. I would like to welcome you once again to our meeting. I would like to thank our club officers who make things happen behind the scenes. And today, a special thank you to our club officers, Kartik Kadavala and Rajat Gupta and Dr. Mary Thomas. And in absentia, Guillermo James, I think you're there, but you will be leaving soon. I really want to thank you so much for the hard work that you put in. I make one more call to you club members. If you do have some time to volunteer to be a part of the club officers role, we need you. We need you to give us just a month of your time or 2 weeks of your time to help out with some roles. We need you to come and be part of running the engine called Toastmasters for Professionals. I also want to remind club officers there will be club officer training this weekend. I have shared some of it on your emails. If you haven't received it, please see the DMs on our chat group. This weekend has club training and other weekends will be coming soon. I'd like to invite you guests who have come and joined us today. If you are thinking of a club to join, this is the club. We welcome you. We ask you to come reach out to any of us, Dr. Mary Thomas, myself, Katika Davala, or even Rajat Gupta. Our club membership president, vice president membership is not yet in the room, but we will be able to help you start your journey as Toastmasters if you start with us. So thank you so much. Without any further ado, I would like to invite the Toastmaster of this evening, Toastmaster Swathi, to take us away. Please give a warm welcome to Toastmaster Swathi.
Thank you, Toastmaster Catherine Opondo, for the introduction. It is my pleasure to serve as Toastmasters of the day today. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, my dear fellow Toastmaster and all the guests who have joined us today. Toastmaster is generally divided into 3 sections. First one is prepared speeches, second one is table topics, and the third one is the feedback session. Today, we're going to have 2 interesting rounds of table topic and 1 prepared speech. And now it's my privilege to introduce my expert team that will be helping us to achieve the best learning experience. I have 3 role players who's going to be helping with the session today. First, let me call upon timer. Our timer for today's meeting is Rajat. Toastmaster Rajat, please explain your role.
Hello to Toastmaster the day, Toastmaster Swathi. Am I audible?
Yes.
Yeah, thank you very much. And today I will be playing the role of timer. And timer is in the Toastmaster meeting, the duty of timer is to basically time everybody's speeches and let them know when they are running out of time, because whenever we speak within a time, and speaking within a time is also an art, and that we practice in Toastmaster meeting. For the prepared speeches session, generally the timing remains 5 to 7 minutes, and for table topic session, the timing is generally 2 to 3 minutes. And for this meeting, the Toastmaster Stephen's timing is 10 to 12 minutes. And I'll show the green card when we reach 10, and yellow card when we reach at 11 minutes, and 12, and red card when we reach at 12 minutes. And for a table topic session, we will have timing, and also one green card at 1 minute, and also yellow card at 1 minute 30 seconds, and red card at 2 minutes 30 seconds. And for the demonstration, I like to show how I'm gonna show my card. So I'll change my background to show you card. So let me know whether you are able to see changing my backgrounds. So this is how it looks when I show green. This is how it looks when it will be yellow. And this is how it will look when I'll show red. So that will be my way of showing you that at what stage you are at in your speech. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rajat, for the explanation. Next, we have Toastmaster Catherine, who is wearing 2 hats today. One is grammarian, aka wordmaster, and the other one is accounter. Please welcome Catherine Opondo to explain her role today.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Verde Swathi. My role today will be your grammarian. As grammarian, I will be introducing the word of the day, and the word of the day in the chat room as well is impeccable. Impeccable means free from fault or blame, flawless, perfect, with no problems, and its uses will include with impeccable timing. Kartik led us through our table topic session. That's how to use the word of the day. I look forward to you all using the word of the day. When we use the word of the day, the rest of us, if we hear our Toastmaster or guest use it, it's our duty to snap, to encourage them, and to say, thank you, you've done your role for the day. And so I'll encourage each of us to use it. But I'll also be looking out for great uses of the English language in our grammar, in our sentences. I will be looking out for how to improve the way that we speak. And so at the end of the meeting, I will give my report. Also, as a counter, I will be looking out for pause fillers, just like I did, hesitations, and unnecessary uses of words like so, like, and I will give my report back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Catherine Opando. To the guests, I promise this meeting will go impeccably well. Finally, it's time for the main event. Today we have Toastmaster Stephen Bui, who is going to present his prepared speech. He's advancing in his pathway motivational strategies. And the evaluator for Stephen's speech is Toastmaster D. Mary. I welcome Toastmaster D. Mary to explain the expectations of Dr. Stephen Bui's speech.
Thank you so much, Swati. I do not have privy to that, so what I would like to do is to ask Stephen Bowie to tell us exactly what his speech entails and what path it's coming from and what are the expectations, and then give us the title of the speech. And then we'll turn it back to you, Swati. Stephen?
Thank you very much. The title for my speech today is Changing Lives One Leg at a Time. Is on innovation planning is my pathway, and it's an elective project, and it's level 3, inspiring the audience. And the focus of the project is to inspire the audience to your speech with the call to action. So should we start the timing? I will start. Imagine at the end of a short Toastmaster prepared speech, we're talking about 5 minutes. Every 5 minutes, did you know that in the world somewhere, somebody's leg is being amputated? The statistic is staggering. There are 35 million amputees across the world that do not have access to a prosthetic that allows them to walk. Good morning, good evening, good day, our fellow Toastmaster and honored guests. Today, we have a significant problem. Not too many people is aware of that, the staggering numbers. The problem is not just access to these prosthetics allowing the amputee to walk again. It's more than that. Well, cost is certainly a major concern, especially in third world countries where people make $3 to $5 a day. How can they afford a prosthetic that costs $5,000 to $10,000? Secondly, location. Many of these amputees that don't have access to the prosthetic is because they live in remote area, far away from big cities, that they don't have access to medical care. And thirdly, is the time it takes for us. I'll give you an example in the United States. it takes 3 weeks for an amputee to first to be casted for a prosthetic the first week. The second week they come back, they get fitted for it. And the third week they come back again with a follow-up on a rehabilitation program. Now, if you look at those challenges, how can we help someone in a third world country, in a remote area, have any chance to receive these prosthetic that can change their lives? Well, let me start with sharing with you one story at a time, because the numbers doesn't speak the story. So I will share my screen. And the first story I'd like to share with everyone is Andy's story from Honduras. Andy was an 18-month-old baby that was crawling around in his village. And there was a brush fire nearby. And he crawled out to that area, and both of his legs was burnt. When they brought him to the hospital, because they live in a remote village, it would get to the point that one of his legs had to be amputated. Luckily, the other leg was healed. We met Andy when he was 4 years old. Now imagine if you have an amputee in your family, it will cost you not only taking care of an amputee, but the effort, the manpower of at least one, maybe two people to take care of this one kid or this one person. So when we met him, he was crawling around, come to the clinic, he was crawling around. Whenever he needed to move longer distance, his family had to carry him. Now, this is where the magic happened. I was fortunate enough to meet the founder of Hope to Walk organization, which is the organization that I'm very passionate about and I'm part of, going on these medical missions. What the system that Phil had created is the best fit to help people in the third world country, in remote area, all the problems that people have difficult access to these prosthetic, he has solved the problem. For example, the cost. The most important limitation for people getting a prosthetic is the cost. The kit that he had invented, and he has a trademark patent on it, only cost $250 US. Now imagine, in the United States, we don't have this problem because anybody that has an amputation, pretty much, if they can afford it, they will get a prosthetic. If they cannot afford it, the government, they will belong to they will qualify for SSRI, Social Security, that the government will provide them a prosthetic. So we really don't have that issue problem in the United States. But these prosthetic cost in the United States between $10,000 to $15,000. And even in third world country, $5,000 to $6,000. And the system that Phil had created costs only $250 for per kit that can create a prosthetic leg for a kid up to a grown adult that get a prosthetic legs. And it's made from the current technology that we have right now, 3D printing, plastic, wood, PVC pipe. All those things are simple, but yet effective. And we had done the stability, the durability testing. They last almost as much as the prosthetic that cost tens of thousands of dollars, which is 5 to 6 years. That's how long is the prosthetic will last. For children, it will last shorter because the children can grow out of them in 2-3 years. With the system, we were able to cast, fit, and teach Andy to walk within the same day, because the kit come with everything needed to fit and cast, and the components that was formed, dry, and mold within that 1 day or 8 to 10 hours period. And we have done series of patients concurrently, so we get maybe 5 to 8 patients a day. So it brings hope to family. Now, Andy, as you can see, he walk on his own. And interestingly, fun fact, the logo for Hope to Walk on the image there is actually a picture of silhouette of Andy's leg when he walks. I want to share also another story. And this is a story of healing all wounds, an old wound in Vietnam. And in Vietnam, if people are familiar with the history of Vietnam, it was the Vietnam War that the United States was involved in, that I was a result. I came to the United States as a result of this war. There was a lot of wounds that had created, both mental wounds and physical wounds. As you can see in the picture there, the gentleman is a old Vietnamese Communist Party veteran that had lost his leg from the war. Here we are. We came back to Vietnam last year, and we were providing legs for the amputees. He came to the clinic with lots of suspicions. Why are these people here? These are the guys that caused my wounds. He felt hurt. I can tell. He was confused, but he want hope. He want to be able to walk again, because the prosthetic that he had was really worn out, and he didn't have money to get a new prosthetic. So we, at the end of the day, his demeanor turned around 180, because at the end he said, "Do I owe you guys anything?" And we said, "No, these are for free. These are for you." And he was really surprised. And I can see the big smile on his face, that I can trust these guys now. And I can feel it in my heart that his wounds or his trauma from the war start to heal a little bit more. I don't know how much reservation he had about American, but whatever it is now, he has a better image of who we are. So by providing these prosthetic, these stories, not only helping people to heal their physical wounds, amputations, but also help heal the wounds of war. And as I can see right now in Ukraine, in Israel, war is raging. How many more people will lose their leg due to war? Well, guess what? Our mission is to help those people that cannot afford to get prosthetic to able to walk. Now, I remember there was a African proverb that says, if you want to go fast, you go alone. But if you want to go far, make sure you go together. And this is where the magic comes in. I am currently working with Rotary International and also Lions Club International as well, working to make proposal for these projects. And hopefully we can make it sustainable wherever we go, so that we can provide the legs for the people that most need it. This is an example of a project that we are working on with Rotary International. And we hope that by establishing one site at a time, we will grow to the point where there will be very minimal number of people that needs prosthetics, that cannot afford a prosthetic, can get them. The scaling effort. That's what we were talking about. By working together, we would able to do more. We will be able to achieve more. So what I call upon you, my audience here, is three things. This is where the magic happens. If we can work together, number one, raise awareness of these underserved population. 35 million people that do not have access to prosthetics. Awareness of that need. Number two, support. Giving us the support, whether finding corporate support, doing your own fundraising, donating your time or money that can help. And thirdly, join the effort, working together with different organizations. So together, we will help heal people one leg at a time. And together, we will go far in our effort to provide the mean for people to walk, to move, not because they're not able to afford them, but just giving them that freedom is so empowering. Back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Stephen Bui. That was really amazing. Amazing to all the good work you're doing for the society. Changing one leg at a time. You are growing one step in front of our eyes. Thank you so much. Now we are entering the most exciting phase of today's meeting, that is table topics. Our table topics evaluator will be Dr. Mary Thomas, and we have two brilliant table topic masters today. Table topics is a long-standing Toastmaster tradition. It helps speakers practice their spontaneous skills. It helps them build confidence. It helps us to develop the ability to organize our thoughts. I would encourage all guests to participate in the meeting. Remember, everyone in the audience has been in your position. Everyone started Toastmasters journey as a guest in one point, so you need not worry about their reactions. And I welcome our first table topics master, Karthik Kadavala.
Right. Thank you, Toastmaster Swati. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. Welcome to our Clash of Wits, a debate round. Today, I will encourage in some live debates and test our own communication skills and speaking skills. Here is how it works. I have prepared a list of speeches. For each debate, I will pick up two participants before relieving the topic. Each participant should decide who they wish to argue for or against. Once decided, I will disclose the topic. For speaker will have 2 to 3 minutes to present their argument. This same repeats with against speaker. I will repeat this process every time to a new pair. Let's get started. I wish you all to voluntarily come forward to take these rounds. Please raise your hand so that I can select directly from the screen. If you're not coming forward, I'm ready to pick you. Yes, Teresa. And I want very good one who can compete or Teresa. Another one.
Catherine, come on, lead by example. Come on, girl, let's do it.
Catherine, great.
Awesome.
Here is your topic. And who is for and who is against?
I'll let Catherine choose. Do you want to be for or against?
Kartik, sorry, I don't hear you clearly. Please just repeat the instructions once more.
Instructions, yes. I have prepared a list of debatable speeches. For each debate, I will pick up 2 participants. One of the participants should choose for and others should choose against. Once decided, I will disclose the topic. Everyone has, each individual has 2 to 3 minutes to present their argument. Toastmaster Catherine, I'm looking forward. Are you for first stand or against?
I'm going for. Thank you.
Going for, great. So, Catherine, here is your topic 4. Remote learning offers flexibility and convenience. I repeat, remote learning offers flexibility and convenience. And Tracy, here is your topic for against. Remote learning increases screen time and reduces social skills. I repeat, remote learning increases screen time and reduces social skills. Over to you, Catherine.
When the COVID-19 pandemic broke out, the world discovered immeasurable ways to have us and the rest of the world relate, learn, and explore knowledge. For once, we were all able to understand what it means to apply remote learning. I will never forget the day I had to teach my child. I will never forget the day I had to relate with his teachers online. I will never forget the day his eyes bawled out lightly at understanding that his mom can actually explain science facts. I will never forget the day they saw me go down to the garden and pick up rocks for an experiment. Remote learning, the impeccable way of helping people and children learn in a safe environment. It literally opened our world to options. Look at what we're doing. We're learning, yet we come from every part of the world. Remote learning. What else can you do without remote experiences? Toastmasters and guests, I would like to reiterate what the Table Topics Master has said. Remote learning certainly brings us together. It also certainly gives us great companionship. How would I get to know each one of you? How would I get to hear the stories that Dr. Stephen Bowie has mentioned if I didn't have to go for a flight or take a visa? Remote learning. Over to you, Table Topics Master.
Thank you. That's great. Let's go ahead with Tracy.
Well, I can agree that remote learning and the internet and the advent of like all the experiments that happened as a result of COVID have been very good. In May, the US Surgeon General released a multi-year study on loneliness. And what they found is that we are currently experiencing an epidemic in loneliness around the world. Isn't it because of the skills that we've learned online? They say part of it is due to the fact that there's a generation of like high school kids and grammar school kids. They don't know how to be with each other in company anymore, and they're missing vital social skills. They don't know how to read facial expressions appropriately. And so I think that being in person has a huge impact on our long-term development. And I like, while there are advantages, the disadvantage is like even physical touch. That is a vital human development that is not going to change over like 2 years. That's like baked into our DNA that we need physical touch and the proximity of being around each other, learning social skills. You know, yes, there's etiquette on Zoom, but it's not the same in person, right? So, how do we think about coming together in a physical proximity and also within our own community? Yes, I'm invested in a lot of communities. I'm not necessarily invested in my own these days, the one I actually live in when I walk out my door. I know you people better than I know my neighbors. And I think that needs to change. So back to you, Mr. Toastmaster.
Very wonderfully explained. I really appreciate Catherine and Teresa for your viewpoint of views of how it is impacting and how it is helping us in our lives. But as usual, we really need to accept different changes in our life as when things go on ups and downs. Thank you for your wonderful David. Okay, looking forward for one more another pair. Guests, you are most welcome to participate. We will be happy to you see you're raising your hands. John, great. Tim, great. You're on mute.
All right, let's do it.
Great.
Awesome.
So who would like to take what?
I can take against or.
Okay, I'll do 4 then.
Great. John and Kim, here is your topic. The fourth topic is all about 4-day work week. Here comes the 4. Boost productivity and employee well-being. I repeat, 4-day work week will boost productivity and employee well-being. Okay.
4 days work week. Sorry, 4 days work week will
boost productivity and employee well-being. This is for topic. And for against, 4-day work week will reduce overall business output and clients availability. I repeat, 4-day work week will reduce overall business output and client availability. Over to you.
Just to clarify, I am for 4 days against with 5 days a week? Or
you have to start making a debate on 4 days a week will boost productivity and employee well-being and employees well-being. Okay?
yes, that's what I meant. I am for 4 days because usually people work 5 days a week. Is that what I'm okay? All right. 4 days a week will reduce output and client availability. Sorry, will boost. Sorry. 4 days work week will boost productivity and well-being. Why am I for it? As fellow Toastmaster may understand, you are here because you want to be better. All of us want to be better. However, working 5 days, 7 days a week will not allow you the time and the energy to participate in meetings like this, so we could improve our interpersonal skill, our speaking skills, our soft skills that we need to improve our task daily at work to become a better worker. So I am for 4 days a week working because it allows us to invest the free time in ourselves. And as a famous quote that I heard somewhere, I could not word it word by word, but this person said that I am successful not because I work hard, but also because I rest hard. Resting is a crucial part of your working because it allows your subconscious mind, it allows you to take a break from your work to look back to, as a metaphor, I would say the lumberjack who would take his time to sharpen his axe would become more productive than a lumberjack who just continues working but never sharpened it. Back to you guys, fellow Toastmasters.
That's really wonderful. The way you depicted with how it will help in our interpersonal skills improving, and the quote you come up with really inspiring. Over to you, John.
Awesome. Yeah. So I'll be talking about why we shouldn't have a 4-day work week. I think one of the first more big issues that a 4-day work week people would run into with a 4-day work week is that businesses still have to make money. And we're reducing the output of most businesses by essentially 20%. So that would obviously lead to results such as hurting the economy, less productivity around the country. And I think those would result in net negatives for everybody involved, including less jobs, less output, less prosperity in general. I think also another valuable result, or rather a side effect that might be less obvious, is that less working hours means less wages for everybody involved. So people might be making about $15 an hour, for example, but if they can only work 4 days a week instead of 5, they're losing out on, again, 20% of their income, which hurts themselves and also hurts not just the business, but the people that are working for that business as well. A third example I can think of that would lead to unexpected negative effects is, for example, Japan implemented less overtime nationally, and the result was that companies simply stopped reporting overtime, so there's less visibility. Instead of overtime stopping, everybody involved just doesn't know what's happening, which leads to worse policy decisions by the government, instead of the impeccable result of there simply being no overtime and workers being well rested. So I think overall, it's one of the policies that sounds great in theory, but would cause more harm than good.
Great. Thank you, John, for giving all your inputs, like how this really impacts one's personal and professional life and financial life too. And thanks for giving this real-time examples. Let's go ahead. Who is next? Come on. We have very less time. Great. Rajit and Sinish Babu. Great. You can unmute yourself. Rajat
Yes.
and Sinish. Who is going for and who is going for again next?
Let's Sunish decide. Sunish, where would you like to go? Like for or against?
Go for against.
Yeah, I'll go for 4.
Great. Here is your topic. Influence of celebrities. I repeat, your topic is about influence of celebrities. For topic is for Rajat. Influence for celebrities can use their platform to promote a positive change. I repeat, influence of celebrities can use their platform to promote positive change.
Thank you very much. Yes, Toastmaster Karthik.
Yes.
Yes, I totally agree with the topic is that celebrities can certainly influence using their popularity, using their reach to the people. Because when we buy product, we don't have any idea, or when we go for any policy, we don't have idea. But when someone have that level of popularity and endorse one particular product, and we certainly believe it that if this person is going for it, then I must buy it. And I can certainly agree with that because if, for example, if we talk about the India, there was once a case that there was huge number of polio cases used to happen in India. But there was once pulse polio, we call it pulse polio abhiyan, which is basically government decided to give a polio drop to every child. But the campaign was not picking up. Then what happened? They picked Amitabh Bachchan. He's the mega star of Bollywood, and everybody in the country, even the smallest kid, know his name. And as soon as government endorsed him as the brand ambassador for this campaign of eradicating polio from the country, everybody started recognizing the importance, and the moment become like a cascaded, and the result is that now almost the polio is eradicated from the India. And this is what happened because whenever we open the television, we hear Amitabh Bachchan saying that "Do boon zindagi ki," 2 drops for life. We always used to heard, and that catchy line becomes too like attached to every family members that when they think about polio, they think about Amitabh Bachchan, and when they think about Amitabh Bachchan, they think about taking action, taking their kids to the campaign and get their children's polio vaccine. So I certainly agree with the point that endorsing, if celebrity endorse a certain thing, then definitely they can use their platform for the benefit of everyone. Over to you, Toastmaster Karthik.
That's wonderful, right? And you gave really a good example how a famous celebrity with very good intention can change whole country. Thanks for bringing us. Miss Babu, here is your topic. How influences against influence of celebrities? Culture promotes unrealistic stands and lifestyles. I repeat, how influence of celebrities celebrate culture promotes unrealistic stands and lifestyles. Over to you.
Thank you, Table Topic Master. We have always heard the rule of 5%, which are part of the life. Example of what Rajat has spoken as well. Example of Bollywood. There are many stories of rags to riches, be it any part of the life, be it business, be it Bollywood industry. And when we hear examples of like maybe Amitabh Bachchan or that few people who achieve their dream life, it sets unrealistic expectation for so many teenagers and youngsters across cities, nation, and throughout the globe. Today, with the outreach of social media platform like TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, we have unrealistic access to how such celebrities are living that life and how they say, right? The famous tagline, if you can do it, so that if I can do it, why can't you? And this sets unrealistic expectation. If Amitabh Bachchan or maybe Kardashians or maybe these famous people are able to do that, why can't I do that? What is holding me back? And this kind of expectations, dreams, and desires lead many people astray. We set unrealistic expectations with ourselves and let go our family's ethics and value. And in pursuit of that short-term richness, that celebrity, that power, we forget our ethos, our family, our values. And when we don't get it, we fall in despair. Today, the issue, one of the major issues faced by across globe is the mental health. And one of the things which strongly contributes to this mental health issue is this influence of celebrity culture. Because we have access, they have a different lifestyle. What we are seeing, only the greener pasture. Like they say, the grass is always greener on the other side. And due to such access, we set unrealistic expectation and fall down in our own eyes. So let's see the whole picture and not pursue just that flowery things. Over to you, David.
Right, Sunishma. I really appreciate how you supported Raja's statement and taking your statement forward. Thanks for your guidance. Next round. Who is next? Great, Swati. I really appreciate people are coming forward, volunteering. And but guests, is there any guest who is interested to go ahead? If you don't come up, I can speak. I can pick up you. Okay, Swati, Dimeri. Is that fine? Hello, Dimeri. Thank you for accepting. Swati, may you please unmute yourself? May I know who is for and who is against?
I prefer against.
Great. So here is your topic. Electric cars. Okay, the topic is about electric cars. Electric cars as essential for reducing carbon emission. For topic, electric cars are essential for reducing combustion emission. And topic for against. Electric cars are too expensive and have limited range. Electric cars are too expensive and have limited range. Over to you.
I'm sorry, can you repeat the question?
Yes. The topic is about electric cars. Our question is, electric cars are essential for reducing carbon emission. I repeat, electric cars are essential for carbon emission.
Okay,
Reducing carbon emission. Thank you.
reducing carbon emission and what? Electric cars. Okay. Are essential for reducing carbon emission. If you live in any part of the world where cars that use regular exhaust systems are functioning, your atmospheric and climate conditions have been affected. I don't have to tell you about the huge tsunamis that have been occurring, about the tornadoes that are taking place that we had not experienced. And I don't have to tell you about the huge rise in temperatures. That's because of the carbon emission into the atmosphere. Global warming is huge, and we have to do something. We, as a nation of people who are concerned, and there is an alternative, electric cars. I understand that the electric car is taking us all by surprise. We have to figure out how we're going to hook up at the charging stations at various points, but it can be an impeccable application of a technology that will help to change the bleak outlook that we have in terms of global warming and all the things that potentially lie ahead. The electric car has the ability to slow the progression of the emissions into the atmosphere. We know that the ozone layers are being depleted because of all of the emissions that are just eating away at it. And the electric cars can bring a tremendous slowing to all that process. I think it's an impeccable way to deal with an issue that we all have to face sooner or later. So why are we waiting to do it later? Let's do it now. Let's get together and decide that the electric car can be a solution to a problem that seems to be looming above us, and it's getting bigger and bigger. I'm all in for the use of electric cars. My big problem is finding a recharging station and calculating what the distance is on the trip that I am taking. Back to you, sir.
I really appreciate you bring the topic of ozone layer into the picture and how important it is and our responsibility to make it heal. Let's continue with our next, our Swati.
Not so long ago, the July 4th long weekend here in US, I and my husband traveled to Colorado to visit Rockies National Park. I would say, unfortunately, we got electric car from our rental company there at airport. It was our first time dealing with an electric car. For those of you who don't know, Rockies is a mountain. We both planned to hike there, but all that we were really like struggling is calculate how many miles is left. Can we reach the mountain on time? And there's no charging stations that's closer near Rockies. It was really like we got frustrated at a point, and then if you have to charge your batteries, like the electric car battery, you go to a store. Like electric chargers here are in complexes where Target or Costco is there. But I and my husband really don't want to go shopping. We came to take a trip to the nature to go hike the mountain. But I think we lost half the time in figuring out how electric car works, how much mileage is left over, and where to charge. So it was a bad experience in the trip. And also, yeah, I agree that electric cars saves nature, but the electric cars has huge batteries, and the batteries the batteries are really becoming problematic, and the disposal of that, it's really hitting nature in another way. The positive side is it's helping nature, but when you see the other side, it's really not helping the nature. And the infrastructure setting up of electric cars is really tedious process. In developed countries, it's fine, like you're able to get electric chargers here and there. But for the developing countries or any third world countries, that's not really possible. We can't have electric chargers set up at this point of time. It needs huge amount of investment. Thank you for the topic, Toastmaster Karthik.
Thank you, Swati, for sharing your real-time experience. I really appreciate, though you have your bad experience with that, but you had a good intention to take this forward and promoting to help nature. I'm pretty much sure our governments all over the world will take necessary decisions to make this quick as possible and more affordable with reducing all limitations. Thank you. Time is up for our table topics 1. Thank you, fellow Toastmasters and guests. You incapably take this round forward. Over to you, Swati.
Thank you, Toastmaster Karthik. That was really an interesting session. This is my first time being part of this kind of table topics master. I know the next one is also something different, not the usual table topics we do. I am more excited to look to that. I welcome Toastmaster Teresa for the next table topic session.
Hello, everyone. So this portion of the meeting is a bit more like our normal table topics format, if you've ever been to a Toastmasters club. So this is a place, and I noticed that we have a lot of newcomers here, so I just want to reiterate what this particular skill does for us. It helps build critical thinking, a quick response, creativity, and being able to articulate yourself in a short, concise, thoughtful manner. So thinking about like how it would work, like it responses in a meeting or interview topics or something. This is a skill that can be really helpful outside of Toastmasters as well as inside of Toastmasters. And so today our theme is Tales from the Frame story, and it's a storytelling round. I happen to be a big nonfiction fan, so I'm going to talk about the frame in terms of like more autobiographical. And I'm curious to know, so when I think about like a frame, you know, I studied documentary photography, and one of the things in documentary photography they talk about is what is a defining moment? It's a moment where everything comes together and your life experience is reflected in this moment. Catherine, I'm curious, in Toastmasters, what is your defining moment?
Thank you, Table Topics Master. The thing behind the thing for me is the defining moment for me at Toastmasters. We get an opportunity to speak, we get an opportunity to relate. I have an opportunity to learn, to grow. But the thing behind the thing for me is what I benefit from this experience, how I have grown, and how I have been able to explore beyond my capabilities. I walk into a room and immediately somebody is asking, where do you get that? And I'm asking myself, what do you mean? Toastmasters dresses me up. Toastmasters gives me a brand. Toastmasters gives me an identity. I walk with it. And at some point, there are old Toastmasters who will relate with me and ask me a few more questions to dig deeper. When I say I belong to a Toastmasters club, they will snap and say, yes, that's it. Because they see the thing behind the thing. Over to you, Table Topics Master.
Oh, what you notice in Catherine is she has the confidence, the poise, and the ability to respond quickly and to draw people in. That's a critical skill that we learn in Toastmasters. And so I'd also like to think about framing the story. DeMarie, I understand you have something that might be framed and put on your wall coming down the pike for you. Can you tell us the story about how that happened and what's going on?
Framing the story. My story took 1 year and 10 months to accomplish. I sit here humbled and almost in disbelief because I research everything. And statistics told me that it takes 3 to 5 years to have the story that I'm about to share with you. But I found the journey impeccable. In 1 year and 10 months, I became a distinguished Toastmaster. I am humbled. The experience is still surreal, but it allowed me to discover that I have a voice. As you become, or as you embark on the journey of becoming a distinguished Toastmaster, you're asked to develop a DTM project. I boldly stepped out and decided that I would do an international summit on domestic violence. I had no idea that I could achieve that. But by following the tenets of pathways, it became a reality. So in August of last year, my DTM project was an international summit for the survivors of domestic violence, an impeccable gathering of professionals who were able to discuss and help in shedding light and awareness of just how domestic violence affects us on a global scale. As a result of that, I am a global advocate for domestic violence. But I am awaiting the arrival of my plaque, the DTM plaque. I've been notified that it's in the mail. So when I get it, it will be framed and I will let you know. That's how my story has been framed. Thank you for that question.
Woo! Earned in record time too. That's amazing. I'm so proud of you. And so I'm curious. I think we've got some newcomers here, and I'm curious what brought you to Toastmasters in the first place? What's behind your interest? Ezra, could I get you to say a few words to us tonight?
Yeah, sure, actually. I don't know, but actually, like from such a long time, from since high school or middle school, I'm always in love with English and different cultures. And I was always like watching, YouTube and YouTube documentaries on TV or on YouTube or, reading like some books or novels. And I get so much interest in English, like specifically, because at that time I wasn't that good. And like some of my classes, like some of like, the girls in my classes was very good like at speaking and talking because, like they have their parents or they are in private schools. So I have that eager to learn English and to be like, like very good at it so I can be engaged with the other words or people from different parts in the world. I actually like learned a lot of English by myself, and I have like the eager to study abroad in US specifically. So and I was like I was free. I didn't do anything at this time. So I think why can't I join Toastmaster just to level up my English, and to speak up and to learn like how, you know, because like the application and all these stuff need to be you need to be good at interview, at personal statement, motivational letters. So I found this like a very good place to learn from people who have like this experience and to have the confidence to speak. So yeah, this is like in brief.
I love it. Your instincts are right on track. There are over 300 skills that we develop in Toastmasters, the place where they say leaders are made. And that is absolutely correct. So I'm glad to see that that's factoring into your plans and your future and the things that you want to develop for yourself. So great job. I'm curious to know how Toastmasters impacted your life so far. Stephen, could you tell me a little bit about what a defining moment for you in Toastmasters and how that's impacted your work?
For me, Toastmaster was a new experience. I was so glad looking back 3 years ago. I always have that fear of speaking in front of people. What we are trained for is on one-on-one conversation. That's what I'm good at. But I also realize for my passion, for what I do, it's important for me to learn how to get the message out so that I can live my passion, realize my dreams. I think the turnaround point to me happened about a year after joining Toastmaster. When I first joined, I have fear, I have reservations about Toastmasters. But for me, if I'm going to try something, I have to really put my effort to try it. And if it works, then it's successful. And if it's not, I tried. After about a year, things happen so slow that I didn't realize that when I come to the podium or speaking in front of 15 people, I no longer have that fear. Because I learned the skills for what it takes to get my message out. To me, I'm just allowing what my heart has to say and let my heart speak. And I see that in a lot of you here as well. So my defining moments were the moment that I realized that my inner voice has become the outer voice. Thank you. Back to you, Table Topic Master.
Beautiful. Well done, Stephen. And for those who don't know, like it's practicing in the meetings, but then there's also what we call a pathway, and it's a training program that will, it's a mix of reading and videos and a pathway to direct you to develop your skills. And so that's really beneficial if and so once you get on board, you'll see all of that. So and John, I'm curious about just one other question. A year from 6 months or a year from now, what are you hoping would happen if you ended up joining Toastmasters? How would you be different?
Just to clarify, it's me.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, awesome. Yeah. I think what attracted me to Toastmasters is a lot of the things that were already mentioned. Clarity of thought, leadership, public speaking. By trade, I'm a software engineer, and the impression of that might be just people typing away at keyboards all day. But there is a really big aspect of interpersonal collaboration. And as you go up in the ladder, so to speak, there's a lot more talking, explaining ideas, but also advocating for the right solutions in the right instances. And while that does involve technical knowledge, obviously, it really does come down to properly advocating for the right directions and effectively selling those ideas to the right people. And I think those are definitely skills that Toastmasters can help, especially talking and effectively talking and presenting ideas. In addition to that, kind of similarly on the career trajectory, as you progress in your career, so to speak, there is a bigger and bigger aspect of leadership as you become a manager. And I think learning those skills and being ready for that jump is something that I'm really looking to grow in through Toastmasters.
John, you are so wise. One of the things that I love to remind myself is that Toastmasters is where leaders are made. And there are tracks that define, like help you're growing in your own leadership skills, and then also in your managing teams and persuasion. Those are really critical skills, and I love that you have the foresight to know that those are important going forward. So hats off to you. That's amazing. All right, everybody, this concludes this section of the table topics for this evening. I'm going to go ahead and turn it back to Swati, our Toastmaster of the day. Thank you so much, everybody. Great job.
Thank you, Toastmaster Teresa, for the wonderful session. Now we're going to the final part, that is our evaluation. I'll call upon Toastmaster Demery Shaking to provide evaluation on Dr. Stephen Bui's speech.
Wow, Dr. Stephen Bui, you had me all in and totally engaged by opening and saying that every 5 minutes there is an amputation. I never thought about that. I'd never thought about that. So let me tell you the things that you did extremely well. You had us engaged, and that was great. You were standing, which means that you commanded our attention and the space. You were demonstrating an impeccable humanitarian effort in terms of what it is that you bring to people who need that assistance in such a great way. You painted a very bleak picture of people in other countries outside the United States. The stories that you told were poignant. You demonstrated empathy, compassion, and the pacing of your voice was very good. It kept us engaged. Your slide presentation gave us an added insight into the two stories that you told. And we know that you always hold an audience more at attention when you can share a story. By telling a story in your delivery, it holds the audience's attention. And I must say that you talked about your partners, the hope to walk in foreign countries, and that the prosthetic is only $250. That was eye-opening, my goodness. Then you talked about the Rotary Club and the Lions Clubs here in the United States, how you will partner with them to get that same kind of assistance. And you talked about the exorbitant price, $10,000 to $15,000 in the United States. That's a lot of money. But insurance and other things like that will cover it and offset it. If I were to give you any stretch goals at all, it would be your vocal variety. You could tell us how the young man, Andy, in his voice, what that meant to him and how that affected his life. You could also do the same with the old wound from the Vietnamese military person or the man in Vietnam. Other than that, I was so enthralled and so engaged in your presentation. It was absolutely heartwarming. I could sense the passion that you had. I could sense that you expected to do an impeccable job of developing the prosthetics that would be exactly what the person needed. So thank you so much for that speech.
Thank you, Toastmaster D. Mary. Next, I would like to welcome our favorite Toastmaster, Dr. Mary Thomas, to provide her point of view on the two amazing table topics we had today.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Swati. As you rightfully mentioned, it was an amazing table topic session. Sorry. And if I may use the word of the day, impeccable, brilliant, many adjectives for the day. The main thing here that made a lot of difference is that it was a twist to the normal table topics. We normally have the usual run-of-the-mill, ask questions, give the answers, share your thoughts, and that's the usual format. What we had today was a debate. We also had a storytelling session. So all of these are very thought-provoking, and it really makes you want to stand there and give your views on the spot, particularly the debate session. I would like to thank the person, I believe, Rajat, as well as Karthik, who came up with these ideas, and Tressa as well, of course, because this really was a difference. Let's get down to it. For the first pair, we had Tressa and Catherine, both good speakers. So we had Tressa who was against the topic, and Catherine for the topic. Topic was remote learning offers flexibility, and the other part of it was it increases screen time and decreases social exchange. What I would like to say is that both of you handled the topics very well. It is a really current topic. We don't have to think so much, because for the last 4 years, not even the last 4 years, right now, that's what exactly we are doing. So it's a very easy topic to banter about. And both of you did a brilliant job of that. Of course, your time was short, therefore you couldn't get into the topic. And never mind for that, yeah? But you guys handled it very well. And as Catherine suggested, I think both of you should do a joint speech on this topic. Brilliant. Next one was Kim and John. Kim went for the topic and John went against it. The good thing about Kim was, Kim, you gave a quote. In a debate, you must have a few quotes. And that's how you win over the opposition, or you even win over the audience to your side of the battle. Remember, this is a debate. So you are debating a motion here. I'll come to the motion part. So the topic was given to you. You handled it well. You did use the different methods that are supposed to be inculcated in a debate. You did that. Your quote was good. Coming to John, you were good too. You had your points about a 4-day week, reducing overall business output. That was good as well. Again, this is an on topic. We're going currently in this, there's so much of retrenchments, there's so much of work from home issues. So that was great. It was a good topic. Both of you handled it very well. The next pair was Rajat and Sunish. Rajat, you gave an example and you mentioned Amitabh Bachchan. Of course, many of us in India and even Malaysia, we know who it is. It's good to speak about someone you know, but always remember, speak about someone everyone knows. It's very important. I don't think, for example, Dee Marie, could you tell me if you know Amitabh Bachchan? No, exactly. All right. So when we do debates, particularly, I'm a debater, all along school and college. So when you do debates, you must quote people, give quotes, give examples, or talk about role models that everyone knows, right? So that's very important. Other than that, it was good. Yes, I know. Amitabh Bachchan is such a big influencer. And right now, if anyone's watching, Ambani's wedding is the biggest thing happening in the world right now. So that's, so maybe an Ambani example would have been good, but I think because everyone knows right now who the richest man in India is, or even in the world, other than Bill Gates or Warren Buffett. All right, so that was good, Rajat. Just that pointer only. Sunish, yours was a rebuttal. You rebutted Rajat. Now, why do I say you rebutted? Because you mentioned Rajat's point. Now, that's a rebuttal. Now, in a debate, you rebut. The second, third, and fourth speakers, they're the ones who rebut. So you did that, and that was good. And the other good thing was you had an introduction. You first rebutted. You probably are a debater. You first rebutted what Rajat said, and then you brought your points and mentioned with an intro, a body, and a conclusion. And that's brilliant. That's the way a debate works. So you did a good job on that one. And I like your points, and you so rightfully mentioned mental health. Mental health is the pandemic. Really, I'm telling you. I'm inundated with patients who have mental health issues manifesting as physical conditions. Inundated. All right, so that ends that session. And I must add a few points for debates. If you're going to have a full-fledged debate, we have some debaters, Toastmasters clubs. If you're interested in debates, you can attend their meetings. You can just message me. I can give you the list of them. For debates, you must state statistics. You must have statistics because that's where the audience or the other side, your opposition, would believe what you're saying. So that's one of the pointers for debates. And for the table topic master, I would strongly suggest that you key in the questions into the chat box, because I believe as we went down the line, or rather even the second pair, they did not quite get the question. So it will be advisable to put the questions in the chat box. Let's go down to the second part, which was storytelling. Swati and Dee Marie. I'm sorry. Oh, there is Swati and Dee Marie who also spoke about electric cars. That part of it, I would like to mention to the table topic master. When you have a question, you must ensure that the question, when you have a motion, you must ensure the motion is correct. Now, you said that electric cars are expensive. In Malaysia, they're not. Petrol and gas cars are more expensive. So if I were to answer that question, I'm going to be a little bit fumbled over there because they're not expensive for us. And we have electric charging ports in stations, in gas stations. We don't have to run around looking for it. And electric cars are quite popular here. So likewise, when you go on a global audience, you must understand what is the actual stand of your question. All right? I actually checked it out because as far as I know, electric cars are lower and cost effective compared to petrol or gas vehicles. And all our buses, everything is electric over here. Even in Philippines, we're all electrified already. All right, so next one, we are going down to storytelling. My time is running out. The second set of storytelling was good. I like the questions, and I like the fact that Tressa, you focused on storytelling about Toastmasters. It's about time that we actually focused on the value of Toastmasters. It's about time that members, even members, for the sake of retention, we need to know what value Toastmasters brings to us. For 120 US dollars, what are we getting? Yesterday, I was going through the 11 pathways. We're getting a lot. I would say it's like doing a master's program in communication and leadership. And I've been at it for decades, and I'm still learning. I'm still learning. All right, so that was very good that you chose that line of questioning. Catherine, what's your defining moment? You're a great speaker. Everyone knows that, and you did a great job on that one. Dee Marie, you gave us a very good story on your achievement as a distinguished Toastmaster. And I love that story, and I think you should share it more often to the other aspiring DTMs. Esra, your story was about learning English. Now, that's also a very important point among Toastmasters from non-English backgrounds. And I love that sharing, and you shared it. Stephen, defining your journey. I like your take on that topic. Your points were very clear. And as always, listen up, guys. When you want to listen to Stephen, you should know one thing. He would share from his heart. That's a given. He shares from his heart and he shares his vulnerabilities. And you know what, Stephen? You should take part in Table Topics contest because you will win hands down. Every time someone hears a story from the heart, you have already won over that person. And as one of the, I think it was Tony Robbins or someone who said this, when you have changed one person in that 1,000, you have done your job. And Stephen, that's you. Wonderful. Really enjoyed listening to that defining moment for Toastmasters. John, where do you see yourself 6 to 12 months in Toastmasters? Let me tell you, join us and then you will know where you will be 6 to 12 months from now. All right. Thank you so much, all of you. You gave me a thought-provoking morning. I have impatience to see later, but this is motivating. Thank you so much to all of you. Back to you, Swati.
Thank you, Toastmaster Mary, for the detailed evaluation. Next, I call upon pillars, timer, and our counter who helped us handle this meeting impeccably well. Timer Rajat, could you please come and provide your report?
Thank you very much, Toastmaster of the day. So first, before delivering my report, I'll quickly thank both table topic masters to done their job wonderfully. I planned and I asked them, and they were ready to do all the job. So I really thank both Karthik and Teresa and our Toastmaster Mary as well for conducting this wonderful evaluation for us. And with this, let me present my report. And I think my report is the highlight is that everyone was impeccably on time. Nobody like missed the timing. For the first table topic round, for first, if we talk about Stephen, in that if Stephen was a little beyond the time, his timing was 13 minutes 50 seconds, but because it was for the special purpose, and I like to know him because I would like to know him the timing because he would like to adjust his timing based on his requirement where he would like to deliver this speech. So it was 13 minutes 50 seconds. And if we go for the table topic round, then in the first round, Catherine took 2 minutes 5 seconds, Teresa took 2 minutes 1 second, and our guest scheme took 1 minute 40 seconds, John took 2 minutes 10 seconds, I took 2 minutes 24 seconds, and my people who was against me, the guest Sunish took 2 minutes 20 seconds, and Swati took 1 minute 50 seconds, and who was against him, Dimari, I believe it was 2 minutes 20 seconds. And for the next table topic round, Catherine took 1 minute 28 seconds, Dimari took 1 minute 50 seconds, Estra took 1 minute 55 seconds. Stephen again in table topic round took 2 minutes 10 seconds, and John in next round took 1 minute 50 seconds. And if as far as evaluation goes, Demerit was on time. It took she concluded her evaluation in 3 minutes, were exact 3 minutes. And for the table topic evaluation, because it was the long table topic session we had, so it was a long time as well. Mary took almost 10 minutes whole, though it was planned at 8 minutes, but things happen. Over to you, Toastmaster. Swati.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rajat, for the report. I would like to call Toastmaster Catherine to present our counter and grammarian report. Catherine, are you there?
Host, can I please share my screen briefly? Thank you, Toastmaster Swati. Is it possible? Yeah, thank you so much. This is my report. The word of the day, impeccable, has been used by so many people, but the trophy goes to Marie Shai King for using it as much as possible. So thank you so much, Toastmasters, for using the word of the day. I would like to also briefly describe some of the usage of English language that were music to our ears. From our prepared speaker, Dr. Stephen Bowie, we had tens of thousands of dollars, wounds of war. War is raging, where the magic happens, a healing of old wounds and components, series of patients concurrently. I couldn't say this enough, but he said those words. And then when he was speaking as a table topics contestant, he said, "Let my heart speak," and my inner voice became the outer voice. D. Marisha King as evaluator, you talked about Stephen having us engaged, poignant stories, added insight, enthralled, engaged. Those are wonderful usage of the English language. I would like to now go to the table topics. And with the table topics, we had various speakers. I will start with Marie, who also gave her table topics evaluation. She used words like a twist to the normal, storytelling and debate, give views on the sport, current topic. And today was the first time I was hearing the word rebuttal. So that's a lot of learning from you, Toastmaster Dr. Mary Thomas. Kartik, test our communication skills. Tracer, emotional cues, physical touch and body language, and defining moments, critical thinking, storytelling. These were great, great, great usage of the English language. I would like to comment on the areas of how we used our pause, feeling, hesitation, and usage of the words and ah. There were some people that used some of the words interchangeably, but more commonly. Dr. Stephen Bowie, this is the first time I had you use now more than once. Then I had Marisha King had one for the first time I'm hearing that. Tracer, there was so and that was the first time I was also hearing that. And myself, I did have and as, and then John B. And then our greatest was Esra. Esra, I would like to encourage you to join the club. Within a few weeks of speaking these and ahs, and so, like will be out of your speech and you will be flawless. It will be something that you will enjoy as you improve your communication skills. There are some areas that I would like to comment that we can improve upon, and that was with Kartik when you used the word peak to mean that you would like to volunteer some members to become table topic speakers. I would like to encourage you to use the word I'll volunteer you instead. And then for Sunish, there was lead many astray, leads many astray. Those are the only words I would suggest for us to improve upon. Other than that, as you can see from my report, we had more food to eat from the usage of the English language. It has been a privilege for me to be your grammarian and accountant. Thank you very much. Over to you, Toastmaster Swati.
Thank you, Toastmaster Catherine, for an exhaustive report. And we are almost at the end. Today's meeting is what is called an impeccable meeting, I guess. If this is not one, I don't know what is. Okay, thank you for giving me this opportunity. It was a pleasure serving as Toastmaster of the day today. I hand over the stage to Toastmaster Catherine for the closing speech. Thanks, everyone.
What a beautiful meeting today. I feel rich. I feel richer. I hope you do feel richer as well. I really appreciate our club officers and the engines behind the club for bringing such a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful meeting together. Dr. Stephen Bowie, listening to you always brings us warmth. I would do anything to sit and listen to the more speeches that you're going to deliver in the next, I don't know how many times, because you should be prepared for us to listen to you. It doesn't matter where it will be, doesn't matter whether it will be a Toastmasters, just let us know whenever you have to speak. We'll be coming just to listen. All joy to listen to what you have to share. So thank you for sharing the stories. Thank you for sharing the impact. We see you and we hear you and we wish we could just jump in. And you've invited us to the call. That's also very empowering for us. So thank you for sharing. Mary Shaking, thank you so much for giving us an impeccable evaluation. And to Dr. Mary Thomas for evaluating our table topics. This could not be done any better, but at Toastmasters for Professionals. I believe that this is where the magic happens. Thank you, Dr. Stephen, for bringing that word back to us. The magic happens at Toastmasters for Professionals. So I'd like to remind us once again, if you would like to join the club, please let us know. Send us a DM, send us your details, and we will reach out to you to help you start your journey. But also, if you'd like to invite your friends and loved ones to join us, please invite them. Let them take an opportunity to grow like we are growing. We hate to grow alone. We want to grow together with many others. So I'm inviting you to invite your friends and loved ones to join us as Toastmasters for Professionals. This is a great, great, great place. To club officers, I'm inviting us this weekend is our club officer training. Please look up at the email or just let us know and we will send you the link. Be ready to join in. I now close this meeting and I want to say thank you for joining this meeting.
Have a great night, everybody.
I've shared with you the grammarian report. Toastmaster Mary, it's right in there for you as secretary in case there's anything I missed. I don't know if I missed out on anybody's word of the day usage. If I missed somebody, I apologize.
I think so. Our meeting
Was such a
minutes would be, yeah, it's a good meeting. Good thing, Rajat, you came up with this idea.